Hey guys, so today we're learning about metric conversion. So first thing we're going to do is write King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. And then we're going to mark where we start and then where we're going to stop. Next thing is if it is big to small, we're going to move to the right. And if it is small to big, we're going to move to the left. Now, each time we move a place is going to stand for a jump, and these are multiples of 10. Like from kilo to hecto would be times 10. Hecto to deca, there are 10 units in between there. Deca to unit, 10 units in between there. So if I was going from kilo to unit, 10 times 10 is 100, times 10 is 1,000. So there's 1,000 between there. Same thing, if I was going from unit to deci, that would be 10 apart. From deci to centi, that would be another 10 apart. But if I was going from unit to centi, 10 times 10 is 100. Or centi to milli, that's 10 apart. If I was going from unit to milli, I have 1, 2, 3 tens, so that's going to be 1,000. Now, our biggest is going to be kilo. So this is my big. Our smallest is going to be milli, and this is my small. All of your bigs have capital letters. All of your smalls have lowercase letters. Your unit is going to be your meter, liter, and gram. So kilometer, kiloliter, kilogram, decameter, decaliter, decagram. Those are very important. Meters are for distance, liters are for capacity, and grams are for weight. Now, we're going to work a couple of problems. Since I have M, this means that we're working with meters. So I'm dealing with distance here. First thing I want to do is write King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. I want to make sure that all of my big units are uppercase, all of my small units are lowercase. Now, it says centimeter to meter. Centimeter is here. Meter, anything that stands alone, like meter, liter, and gram, which is one letter, falls under unit. So I'm going from centi to meter, 2 jumps, and it is moving to my left. If it's moving to my left, I know that this is a small to big problem, and I'm going to be dividing. I told you that each jump stands for 10. 10 times 10 is 100. Or you can count each jump as zeros. 1 0, 2 0. That would still give me 100. So I know that if I wanted to solve this problem, I would have to do 4,250 divided by 100. I could do the division, or I can move my decimal point, because counting by tens, it just means moving the decimal point. This same exact move is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to write my 4,250. If I don't see a decimal, I need to put my decimal behind the last digit. These same 2 jumps that I just made, I'm going to make them again, moving in that same direction. So I know I'm moving in this direction, 2 jumps. 1, 2. And this is where my decimal is going to be now. So I have 42 0.5. If I divided this problem, I would get the same answer. Now, I'm moving from centimeter again. So this time I have 350. You still want to start off with writing King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. Now, I know that centi is my C. There's only one letter here. It falls under U. This is my starting place. This is where I'm going to, which means I'm moving in this direction. 2 jumps. 2 jumps is worth 100. And because I'm moving to the left, that means this is small to big. So I would have to divide 350 by 100. That is the same thing as moving my decimal 2 places. So I'm gonna start off with my 350. I know I'm moving in this direction. I don't have a decimal in this problem, so I'm gonna put it at the end. These same 2 jumps to the left, I'm gonna make them again. 1, 2, and this is where it's going to end. That answer is 3 5/10. Now, I have millimeter to centimeter. 2 M's means that I'm working with this guy. He's very tiny. So King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. Now, that millimeter is going to be right here. Centimeter is going to be right here. That's only 1 jump. I'm still going to move to my left. So this is small to big. 1 jump is only worth 10. So I have 30 divided by 10. I know that 30 divided by 10 is 3, but if I wanted to do my decimal, I could do the same thing. So I have 30 here. I put my decimal at the end. This same jump to the left I just made, I'm gonna make it again. And that's where my decimal falls. So I can put just plain 03 or 3.0, it's the same thing. Now, this G means that I'm working with grams. Grams is going to be my weight. So I'm going from gram to hectogram. King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. I know that this is 1 letter. 1 letter falls under unit. So I'm gonna mark it here. Hectogram. This is my H, so I'm gonna mark here. I'm moving to the left, which means that this is small to big. Or I could have looked. Unit is back here, my big is in the front, my small is in the back. I still would be moving small to big. And I made 2 jumps, which means it's 100. Because 10 times 10 is 100. So I have 150 divided by 100. I'm gonna write my 150 down. If I don't have a decimal in it, I put my decimal behind the last digit and moved 2 places. 1, 2, and this is where I land. I could have just divided it as well. I know that 100 can go into 101 full time. I have 50 left over, and 50 is half of 100, so 0.5. Still gonna give me the same thing. Now, I have kilograms to grams. King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. Kilograms is my biggest unit. So I know that this is obviously going to be big to small, and I'm gonna be multiplying. Now, I'm moving to 1 letter. so that means it falls under unit. 1, 2, 3 jumps, which means this is going to be worth 1,000. So I have 1,000 times 7. I know that 1,000 times 7 is going to be 7,000 because my basic fact is 7 times 1, add back my zeros. But you can do the same thing where you move. Since we were moving from kilogram to unit, that means we're moving to the right. I'm going to do the same thing here. I have my 7. I put my decimal point at the end. I move to the right 1, 2, 3 spaces, and I fill in my zeros. That answer is still 7,000. Now, I have milligram to gram. King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. Milligram falls here. Gram is 1 letter, so it's going to be under unit. I'm moving from milligram to gram, which means to my left. So I know that this is small to big, and I'm going to be dividing. If you're dividing, your answer should be getting smaller. If you're multiplying, your answer should be getting bigger. Now, I made 3 jumps, 1, 2, 3. So that means this is worth 1,000. So I know I'm taking 1,000 divided into 8,000. 8,000 divided by 1,000 is going to give me 8, but I want to make sure that I show my work. I know that if I don't have a decimal, I put it behind the last digit. I'm moving to the left, 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3. This is my ending point. So I can put my decimal point right here. If I want to put a 0 at the end, I can, but I don't have to. Now, I have 4,000 milliliters equals blank liters. Liters is going to fall under my capacity. I still need to write King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. I know that milliliters is here. This L is 1 letter, which means that it falls under unit. And I'm moving this direction, which means that this is small to big. And I'm dividing 1, 2, 3 jumps by 1,000. I know that 1,000 divided into 4,000 is going to give me 4. But to show my work, I need to move in this direction, those same 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3. And this is where my decimal point falls. So, just got 4. Now, I have 30,000 liters equals blank kiloliters. King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. I know that I started off with liters, which is 1 letter. It falls under units. I'm going to kiloliters, which means I am moving to my left. This is going to be small to big. And I made 1, 2, 3 jumps, which is worth 1,000. So I have 30,000 divided by 1,000. I need to write my 30,000 down here. And if I don't have a decimal, it goes at the end. I make my same 3 jumps that I just made in this direction. 1, 2, 3, and my decimal point falls here, and this is just going to become 30. Now, I have liters and I have hectoliters. So, King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. Your unit separates your big from your small, so this should have been a capital D. Now, liters is 1 letter, so it falls under unit. Hectoliter is an H, so I'm here. I move in this direction, 2 jumps, 1, 2. So I know that this is small to big, and it is worth 100. So I need to do 100 divided into 16. So I have 16, and I'm going to put my decimal at the end. I know I'm moving in this direction, and I want to make those same 2 jumps. 1, 2. So if you want, you can put a 0 in the front, or you could have just left it at 1600ths. Alrighty, thank you.